welcome to Casual Buddhism. I'm Cindy Rossico, your host, and I'm here with Venerable Dhammananda Bhikkhuni, Thailand's first fully ordained Theravada nun. And Venerable I'm excited to announce that Venerable Dhammananda will be doing an event with Inside LA on October 28th, and you can register by going to Inside LA's website. And what's exciting about this is you too can interact with Venerable. There will be time for questions and answers, and we'll be talking about the heart of meditation. So welcome tonight. And my question tonight has to do with jealousy and envy. As you know, I'm an author, and I sometimes feel competitive with other authors, especially when I think they're doing better than me, selling more books, doing more events, things like that. And that sense of competition or comparing myself with others really eats me up inside because I never feel like I'm good enough. So I wonder, what is the Buddhist view of jealousy and envy?
You know, in the four limbs of Brahma-vihara is like a board of Brahma. You know, if you have these four qualities, actually you could become Brahma. The third one is mudita. Mudita is joy in others' success. Sounds easy, yeah, but it's not easy to do. I just give you an example. Two people working in the same department, doing exactly the same job, very equally diligent. But how come when the end of the year comes, only one of them get the raise, the other one doesn't get? And how can the one who didn't get the raise could feel joyful for the one who got it? You see? So this is a deep practice. It's a deep practice of overcoming self. Once you overcome yourself, then you can feel joyful for others. The third one in this, the Brahma Vihara, which I find is not easy. It's not easy to do, particularly when you're doing the same thing. You know, like you said, you're an author, you're writing books. How come that book gets promoted? How come gets such a good sale? How come mine is so little like that? You know, so this joy for others is looking back within ourselves to see how much I am still holding on to I, me, my, mine. You know, which is really the key point that the Buddha tries to help us to overcome. Yes, so it goes like this. It starts with a loving kindness, compassion, and then joy for others' success. And then the last one is equanimity. So if you are in this process, you can actually have loving kindness. You know, towards the end of when we do something good, we always share our loving kindness. The Thai people always, they feel very comfortable to say it verbally, but do they really mean it inside? Yes. Because to really have loving kindness, to spread this energy of loving kindness, it must be for everyone, not only for the one you love. It goes also to the one you hate. It goes also to your enemy. Can you really do that? You know, so even loving kindness, which is taken so lightly, actually it is very deep-rooted. It depends on your deep-rooted practice. Yeah. Yes. So when you stop and think again, one time for 2 vasas, you know, I invited the Cambodian nuns to come and stay with us, but because none of them speak English, so I have to pay also for the translator to be with them through the vasa. Every one of them, either they lost their husband, either they lost their son, they lost their father in this 1975, how to say,
the killing field.
The killing field, in the killing field. So I thought that I have taught them a lot about the practice of letting go and all that, having loving kindness and compassion and etc. etc. Towards the end of the Vasa, I asked them whether they were able to forgive Pol Pot. Pol Pot was the one who actually ordered the killing of their relatives. None of them say yes. They could not forgive.
Mm-hmm.
They could not forgive Pol Pot.
Mm-hmm.
So, this, the sense of loss that you had, the sense of hatred that you had with this particular man, it's so deep rooted. No matter how much you practice, how much you try to generate loving kindness. So that generating loving kindness is not true, because it does not go to everyone. Loving kindness, the real one, must go to everyone, not only to the loved ones only.
Yes. And I think it's easy when we're sitting and ending our meditation to wish all beings well, etc.,
Yeah.
to wish
Yeah.
merit. But when it comes to real life, when I differ with someone, I've often heard you say, oh, how could you say that? Or how could you be so stupid? Or something like that. Those thoughts go through my head. And that is not loving kindness. That's I'm still reacting. I'm still having reactions.
Yes. So that's why, that's why I said we tend to take it too lightly. This loving kindness is very difficult to practice, because to really be sincere in what you are saying, you have to forgive. You have to even have loving kindness even for your enemy. Think of one face that you hate so much. Can you share the love with this person? Let's be practical.
Right.
Think of one face that this man, this woman hurt you all the time for so many years. Can you forgive him? Can you forgive her? See,
right.
It goes together, to explain this mudita, this joy for others. It starts from loving kindness, compassion, and joy for others.
So when I think also of competition, I think of greed behind jealousy and envy. Is that also a component of jealousy and envy? Is that and holding on to I, me, mine, is that I want more?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So the root of this problem is really I. Someone told me, someone got hit on the street. I said, oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I remained very calm and very peaceful. But the same message comes back and said, oh, your grandchild got hit. How come the reaction is so different?
Right.
That's because it's my grandchild, no? My grandchild. But the one who was hit just now, that was also someone's grandchildren or grandchild, but it's not mine. Huh? That's why the reaction is so different. When we look at things like this, it becomes much more realistic. How much have we practiced, truly?
I think it is very difficult, and I wonder if sometimes the expectation and overcoming human tendencies, I'm speaking for myself, is so difficult. It's such a challenge that, I may wonder, well, how do you get to an enlightened state or a Brahma state? I mean, is it even, this is going to sound funny, but is it even possible?
I tap on Venerable Paripurna to come in and join us with this conversation. It is possible, because we have faith in the Buddha. The Buddha was the one who set forth the path, and he was the one who was enlightened. And we are Buddhists because we believe that what he did, he was enlightened. And that enlightenment is real for him. And Buddhism can only be realistic only because it can also be real to me.
Right.
Yes?
Right. Let's hear for Venerable. Hello, Venerable.
Sadhu, sadhu. To answer your question is very, I just take my case. Because when I came to this temple, I feel like I'm such a, I don't have that loving kindness. I would say straightforward. I'm kind of equanimity, right? Yes, very high on that dimension.
She thought she was practicing equanimity already.
Yes.
Huh.
And then over time, when you interact with all beings, animal or bird or whatever animal in the temple, and on human being, through this practice over time, this loving kindness gradually develop on my mind. One is gradually developed on my mind. It's become my nature and my behavior. So that's why even the dog taught me this loving kindness. So once you have this quality, which develop over time, not just overnight. I would say not just overnight, like you say, oh, I'm going to be a loving kind of person, and tomorrow you're going to be that person. No way. Through practice over time, and it becomes your nature. That's a true loving kindness. Particularly, you don't have a particular person or animal or whatever. You can give this loving kindness to all. Unconditional love, I would say.
Yes.
Well, it is beautiful to hear your experience. Thank you, Sadhu. And thank you for bringing in the Brahma Viharas, because I wouldn't have thought about that when I first thought of jealousy and envy. So that was very helpful. I think that's what we'll talk about tonight. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. And if you would like to contact me, please do so on my website, cindyrosico.com, or on Facebook, cindy.rosico.author. Thank you, Venerables. I should say Venerables tonight, all of you. Thanks for being here. And I wish you well. I will see you next week.
Thank you.